What up, what up, what up, good people? It is good to be back with you guys again on another We All Need Some Help Wednesday. My name is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I am an author, speaker, coach for those of you all who do not know me. And I'm also the co-founder of a group that my wife and I both founded actually earlier this year. It's called MAPS. Marriages and Parenting Successfully. If you can see, I'm moving my big head out the way. Marriages and Parenting Successfully Relationship Academy. And the whole point of that, guys, is to be able to create an environment for us to be able to attract people who are married, people who are parents, and they're trying to grow their relationships. They're trying to win. My wife and I have been married for 18 years in a row. I say in a row because I was married for 12 years prior. And she was married twice before me. We've written 7 books between the two of us, all ranging on marriage and parenting issues. Because here's what we have found out, guys. We have figured out how to lose, right? And so we said, hey, how about we flip the script and we try and figure out how to win by not losing. I don't know if you know, look, I can sit up and tell people 15 things to do not to lose their marriage. And the truth of the matter is that they will all work because I didn't try them all. So the good news is that we come here live once a week. And my hope is to put a spotlight on marriages, to put a spotlight on parenting. I always tell people that Cherie and I are not perfect, but we are absolutely winning. And my hope, my goal, is to be able to make sure that at the end of the day, we provide great content for you guys that will help you win in your relationship. And so today is not anything different. I'm going to get a chance to talk to a young brother who I met, quite frankly, when he was in high school. So he and my daughter went to high school together. I think they graduated a year apart from one another. He's like a year older than she is. But he was this dude, you guys. I just have to be honest. And I've told him, I said to myself, if I had to look for a man for her to marry, now in high school, obviously, I was not thinking about a husband for my daughter. Trust me. I was chasing them all away. Believe me, the whole Bad Boys 2 thing is real. You feel me? And so the truth of the matter, though, I looked at this brother's life and I said to myself, no, that's a template. That's the model of a young cat who's handling his business, got a ton of respect for women, ton of respect for himself, and he's doing it. Well, fast forward, it's a number of years later, and guys, this brother is doing it on a whole nother level. He's a father. He's a business leader. He's also a pastor. He's a husband. And without further ado, it's my great honor to introduce to you guys, particularly in the DMV, because that's where he's located, Wesley Johnson. What's up, Wes? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? It's good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm telling you, man, I know that may have sounded like a bunch of accolades, but they all are true, man. Like you are quintessentially, man, you are setting the standard, brother, for husbands. You're setting the standard, particularly in that millennial generation. You know, you young enough, quite frankly, to be my son. But the truth of the matter is, man, you are leading, bro, and you're leading other men. You're leading other families, and you're doing a great job, man. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you are winning at doing that. But before we do it, do us a favor, share with us just a little bit, if I haven't told it all, who you are, what you do, where you're located. If there's any information that we need so that people can get in touch with you, your organization, I definitely want to be able to do that. Go ahead. Absolutely,
man. Well, number one, you kind of blown me away with everything that you said, man. And so I'm really grateful that you said that, man. But the things that I'm doing, like as you said, man, the most important thing is I love God, man. I'm a husband, love my wife, Tarkia. We celebrate 9 years next month of marriage. I'm a father, got 3 beautiful girls, Zoe, who is 7, Eden, who's 5, Mila, who's 4. So I got 3 girls. You know, my house is all the way live all the time. It's just the way it is, bro. And so also, you know, I work for the government. I've been doing that for the past 10 years. I've worked my way up the ladder, been in real estate construction. And so I kind of branched off. I got a company called Beacon Legacy Group. And you can find us at beaconlegacy.com. And I really deal with the real estate and the construction. But as well, I am a certified leadership coach. So I went through that process about 4 years ago. I love what I do. I help people from anything from marriages to divorces to getting out of debt, those type of things. And so I love giving back that way. And then lastly, man, I'm a pastor. God called me to start a church called Love's Truth. You can find us at lovestruth.org. We meet in Capitol Heights, Maryland, and I am just excited. We've been doing that for about a year and love the things that God has allowed us to do in touching the community, man. So that's just a little bit about me.
That's what's up, man. So real quick, and we don't typically take a whole bunch of time, but I do want you to take your time, Wesley. Look, Wes, do me a favor, if you can, bring us into, like, when you and I met, you were in high school, but one of the things that I noticed about you very early on is that you were extremely focused young brother, and you had a sense of direction. And I didn't know you very well at the time, but I sensed that you kind of knew where you were going. How has that played into where you are now in terms of getting you to where you need to be, as a father, as a husband, and now as a business and ministry leader?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I was blessed with some amazing parents, and they're goal driven, man. My father is from Bunkie, Louisiana. He pretty much came from nothing, worked his way. I think he started in the government as a GS1, and worked his way all the way up. I mean, if there was a GS0, he probably would have did it, and just came straight out of high school and worked his way through. My mom went to school for 24 years. Now, I'm not talking about elementary, middle, and high school. I'm talking about college. Taking her time, and now she is Dr. Marcia Lynn Johnson. And so she is actually part of the Beacon Legacy Group, too. So monitoring and seeing how they live their lives, they always had goals and always strive to knock out those goals, was really the major influence with me. Like, I want to take it to the next level. Anybody can get to a level. It's very difficult to maintain the level and then take it to another. And so really, I wanted to maintain what they've built and take that to the next level. And so that's what's really been driving me since. I mean, it's been 15 years. We're celebrating 15 years graduating from high school this year.
Man, that's amazing. So I've known you for 15 years. Here's another young lady who's chiming in. My wife, Cherie, she says, "I'm so proud of you, Wes. Like, we look at you, man, like as one of ours, man, in a lot of ways. And I want to bring people on to We All Need Some Help Wednesdays, who I know for a fact, because I know their lives. We've worked together in some capacity, some kind of way. I know you personally. We've done business together, something that helps me to be able to vet folks. And because when we start talking about what we do here in MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully, the truth of the matter is that we're not the only ones that's winning, right? So, like, there are a ton of people out there, and I think that unfortunately what we find is that this vacuum, man, of people who feel like they the only ones. Like, in your marriage, right? Like, how is it that you and your wife are able to just maintain your sanity, man, with 3 young girls? They're all, I thought I heard you say they're all pretty much in elementary school. Maybe one just got the middle. But the truth of the matter is, man, that's a lot. How do you balance all that, bro?
Well, the amazing thing is, number one, I got married young. And so that's like unheard of for a millennial. I got married at 24. My wife was 23. But what we did was, man, we have a great way of communicating. We laid out what we wanted to do in life. And so honestly, my wife to our kid makes it all work because we communicate consistently on what's happening. I'm not just making decisions and she don't know about it. She's not making decisions and I don't know about it. We literally work as a team. And so honestly, when you have your priorities straight, honestly, to me, priorities are, number one, your relationship with God. Number 2, your relationship with your spouse. Then number 3, your relationship with your kids. Then with your family. Then with your job, and then with your church. Now, your relationship with God, your relationship with your church are 2 totally different things. Sometimes we get those mixed up. But the way that we're winning is literally we always keep things in priority. We always talk. We always set out our goals. We sit down. We have a family plan. Those are the things that we're operating. So literally, we map out where we want to go and just follow the map.
One of the things that I hear you saying, man, is you talk a lot about goals. You talk a lot about, sort of setting a goal in terms of where it is and what you want to be. It's not an accident that we named our group MAPS, because one of the things that I really realized after 36 years of combined marital experience between my wife and I and all of our exes, if you will, our whole blended family situation, one of the things that I'm very, very clear on is that we could not do what we're doing if we did not have a compass, if we did not have a map, if we did not have a plan. And I think, unfortunately, most people, when they get married, the truth of the matter is they kind of just extend the dating relationship, right? It's a deal where, you know, they really are not goal driven. I often tell parents, particularly in workshops, listen, where do you plan for your children to be 5 years from now? I'm not asking where do you want them to be. Where are you planning for them to be? And I love how you and your wife kind of come together, because I also believe hugely that you got to be able to identify and then stay in your lane. You got to be able to identify what your lane is and then stay in it. And I think that's how you win. Now, one of the things that I know that you've added to this mix is that you're a pastor, man. And that's a piece in of itself, brother. That's just, it's a heavy lift. I've been there. I understand what that world looks like, and it's not easy. We got pastors all over the country losing their families, man, left and right, due to, quote, ministry, right? I literally have watched entire families lose their physical lives around the idea of church and church ministry. Before I go all the way there, I want to just say that Sharia said that's so true. Having a vision and a plan for your family is essential. And I think that one of the things that I know about that is that I that's not what I'm good at. Like, I'm not a strategic thinker by nature. That's not who I am. That's not my makeup. That's not how I roll. I make no bones about it. The truth of the matter is that I am a part of a bigger team, a bigger effort. And for you, particularly in ministry, is that how you kind of balance everything, or is there something else that maybe we don't know about? How are you able to pull all that off? Because you guys are new church plant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all right. So we started the church this year, but we've been planning to start this church for over 4 years. So a lot of times people just see the work where you are and be like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing! You just got there." No. There was a lot of work behind the scenes that developed a system to get to the point, caring from God, understand exactly what he wanted us to do. And honestly, I spent a lot of time fighting for the vision, because what we want to do, honestly, I got a lot of pushback on from those that have been in ministry, because I'm actually challenging a little bit the status quo. And I understand that ministry, the way that it is now, there are some things that are well, but there are some things that I believe that God was specifically telling me. I mean, one of those things is continuing working and not collecting any money from the church, but seeing that money go back into the community to rebuild, are things that he told me to do. He specifically challenged me to do, and that I'm walking through, and I'm seeing the benefits of it, because we're able to do things on much higher levels. You know, when we were just at 10 people, I mean, we were able to give away 125 book bags and coats and those type of things, just because God gave us a map and we followed through with it, man.
So you said something, man, and I didn't want to interrupt, but I got to get you to go back to that, because we were having a few technical things, and I don't know if the sound came all the way through. But you guys started out, man, with the mindset that we're not going to be a slave to people's giving. In other words, most churches are built on the model of, if the people don't give, we can't do ministry. We can't bless the community. We can't do that. And so that is unique. And so you were talking about getting a lot of pushback from contemporaries or from your colleagues or whatever the case may be. What was the push? Where do you think the underlying tone of the pushback was? Why was it that people couldn't really see how this could actually come to pass? And the truth of the matter is, you're executing on it now.
Absolutely. Honestly, I think it's comfort. I think we've been told that this is just the way that you do it. But even in scripture, Paul said, look, I know how to abound. I know how to have a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know how to be a tent maker, and I know how to live off giving. I know how to do both. Like, if you guys don't give, I can make some tents.
Right.
If you guys give and I can focus on the ministry, I can do that. And honestly, that's how I felt. I mean, I knew the group of people that I was aiming for. I want to help them grow to another level. and I can't ask them to take on the load of my family. I wanted to be the true leader and lead in the giving. You know, I wanted to be the one that actually stepped out there first. Look, I'm giving, and it's going towards help us to give so we can do something even greater.
Bro, let me just say this. I got goosebumps. You done went in a whole nother direction, because I'm sitting here saying most young pastors don't get that. And I know that as a pastor, you know, you're bivocational, so you have a day job, if you will, but you're also an entrepreneur. And so the truth of the matter is, I'm sure, and you can speak to this, there may come a time where you don't go to a, quote, day job, but at the same time, the church doesn't become your vocation. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, and that's a part of creating the businesses. So we want to help the community. I've realized I work in the government. Individuals have to have a 4-year degree, can't have any felonies, any misdemeanors in order for them to come and work for me. And if I'm trying to reach individuals like that and give them opportunities, I don't have any jobs to offer them. So I got to create businesses in order to give people opportunities, in order for them to get on their feet, in order for them to help their families. And we forgot about blue collar trades. Everyone is saying you got to go to college, you got to get behind a computer, but we still need electricity, still need plumbing, still need mechanics. And people are not looking at this, and they're making a lot of money in these areas. So I just think we've gotten off focus and we got off balance. I'm just trying to bring some balance to the game.
So if you're just joining us, guys, I'm talking to Wesley Johnson. We call him Wes. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a pastor. The truth of the matter is that this brother is killing the game when it comes to entrepreneurship and juggling and balancing these different roles and responsibilities. And he's doing it because he has focus. He's doing it because he's mapped out a game plan. He's doing it because he has a team to help him execute on it. But more importantly, he's doing it because he's trusting that this is what God created him to do. And so I just want to encourage you that if you're out here and you're listening to this, even if you're listening by way of replay, I want you to share this out to as many people as possible, because there's no reason why we should struggle and we should carry loads like we do. Wes, I always tell people that as a human being, we were not designed to carry loads. We weren't designed that way. It's not a part of our DNA. And the truth of the matter is that you can see a horse, or you can look at a camel, or you can look at an ox, or you can look at even a donkey, and they're called, quote, beasts of burden, right? They were designed to carry loads. That was what their purpose and their makeup. So as a result of that, you don't find them on Valium. You don't find them on Percocet. You don't find them jumping off bridges or trying to figure out how do they end this, right? Like, I am done. I'm done. And the crazy thing is that because we have gotten outside of what it is that we were created to do, we find ourselves bringing on, putting on, doing way more than we ever had the capacity to do. And the truth of the matter is that it's killing us. It's killing us personally. It's killing our families. It's killing our communities. Go ahead, bro. You want to say something?
No, you know what? You're just hitting on a lot of things that's happening. I mean, we are literally running ourselves into the ground. We're literally chasing the wind. And, I really feel bad for what's happening with, not only just with everyone, but I sometimes focus in on the African-American community because it's such a big part of where we are. The area that we aim for is 96% Black. And I want to help our community to get better. And honestly, I want to see one of the main things that we talk about with entrepreneurship. I want to see the dollar turn over more into our community. They talk about the statistics. $1 don't stay in our community more than 6 hours. 6 hours. In comparison to some of the other communities that I believe in the Asian community, it stays in their community for 30 days.
Right.
I just want to see better and us to utilize our entrepreneurship. I believe that this is a vein. Even Jay-Z is talking about this stuff now. It's amazing what's happening that everyone is kind of focusing in on this topic now.
I love it, man. I love it. We got somebody chiming in. You may remember her. Kim is a teacher in the area, but she says, "Hi, Glenn. What I'm hearing is moving with intent. Everything we do should be done intentionally. Every decision, every step, you should have a goal or purpose in mind. For example, when you spend time with your family, the intent is to connect. That's the intent. And that should be the goal in all things. Wesley, God-given creativity is impressive, is what she's saying, bro. And I'm going to tell you, that just characterizes like literally what you're doing. And so even when you're talking about intending to create jobs, I love that thought process that says, as a pastor, I am not going to look to the congregation to support me. I am going to look to support myself, but do it at such a high level that I can create opportunities to help support them. And then by doing so, lead them in being able to do the exact same thing. And so now you've got this multiplication thing rolling, and you got people starting businesses. They're empowering themselves, their families, their communities, but then they're being led by an organization that's modeling that. And I am convinced, man, that people don't grow because they don't see it modeled. People don't grow in any area because they don't know anybody who's doing that. And I just, you know, kudos to you, bro. I'm just so godly proud of you, man, to see how you roll. And Cherie chimes back in and she says, this is good, getting outside of your comfort zone and carving a path that works for your family. And it's just so true. I think that we just need to focus on, okay, God, what are you saying to me and our family, and who are we uniquely, and how do we express that in the community? So, man, listen, for those of you all who don't know, maybe you're just jumping in, maybe you're catching the replay. I'm talking to my friend, longtime young brother. Got to know him when he was in high school. So proud of him. He's a dad of 3 beautiful girls. He's been married. They just celebrating. Is it 9 years, Wes? 8 or 9? Is it 9? 9 years. They creeping up on 10 years of marriage. He runs an organization called beaconlegacy.com. I want you guys to go and check that out, because what Wes is doing in the DMV is that he's empowering first himself, then his family, then his church, and then the ultimate community. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's love. The name of your church is Love's Truth. I love that. Lovestruth.org is where you guys can hook up with this young brother. But at the end of the day, Wes, I always tell people, man, we all need some help. If you can get to where you are going by yourself, you are not going very far. I don't care who you are and what you're doing. And people like to say, well, you know, I'm a self-made man. I'm a self-made this. And my friend John Maxwell will say in a heartbeat, well, you haven't made very much. And so if that's the case, so man, thanks again for coming on. We got to do this again real soon. I know we're talking about doing some things in the area. But we got to do this again soon, man. And I just want to say, anything closing that you want to share with folks?
Absolutely, man. So I got to tell you about a time when I was in a tough spot, maybe about 6 years ago, when we were really having some financial issues. But we were believing God to get further and progress more. Our marriage was pretty good, but financially we were hurting. And so at that point, I made an investment. I a 4-figure investment to get a coach. I got the coach at that time, and I went through a 10-week course. I'll never forget it. He's been a mentor to me since I was actually in high school. His name is Pierre Lucy. He has Blessed Consulting, and he walked me through a leadership coaching. From that standpoint, do you understand that my salary increased by 50 grand?
Wow.
Literally, and just piggybacking off of that, we all need some help. I literally said, I need some help in understanding. He helped me to understand some insecurities, some issues. And so I just love everything that you're doing, Glenn, with the coaching, because coaching is major. Coaching can help people get out of a rut and help to soar and reach their potential. So I love everything that you're doing here. I'm like the old hair stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just selling it. I'm a client, brother. I'm a client. And so I get coached. I'm still getting coached, because there's still levels and dreams and destiny that God has for me that I want to fulfill. And I know somebody else has got to help me get there, man. So thank you so much for having me on here today.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you, man, it has been my honor. Appreciate your time. I know you just getting in, man. You got a lot going on with your family. Real quick, let me just toss this up. Cherie said, and she just going in. I love it. She said we have to invest in ourselves in order to grow and get to the next level in your relationships in life. And you talked about investing in yourself, man, investing in your family. As a coach, here's what I've told people, and I tell people on a regular basis: beware of coaches who are not being coached. Beware of leaders who are not being led, and beware of teachers who are not being taught. The truth of the matter is, man, every coach needs a cheerleader and they need a coach, right? And every now and then you'll get a chance to find that in one person. But I promise you, bro, anytime you can find that, that's gold. And again, Wes, thanks so much, man, for jumping in. Again, if you guys want to catch up with Wes, his church website is lovestruth.org, lovestruth.org. And the businesses and the different entrepreneurial efforts that he's doing, you can find that at beaconlegacy.com. They're doing some incredible things, opening up businesses. We haven't even gotten into that in the DMV, actually brick and mortar businesses that you guys are physically opening and or partnering with and collaborating with. And you're doing it to empower people, man. And just hats off to you, bro. So proud to be connected to you, to call you a friend. And as if there's anything we can do for you, man, we just want to add value to you guys because we can't do this enough.
Well, we got to get you up here, man, so we can talk about your new book and everything. So we got to get that conference set up, man, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, bro.
We're gonna absolutely do it, brother. That's a done deal. It's not if, it's when. And and I just want to say thanks, man. So hang tight. I'll talk to you a little bit on the other side, but for those of you all who just joined us, do me a favor, guys. Share this out. Share this out to folks, as many as you can. I thank God for Facebook in the sense that, Facebook, this stuff is going to live forever. Trust me. And so it's going to be on this timeline. We're going to share the link. We just want you guys to get in, and we'll be back again next Wednesday. We're interviewing a young lady from Georgia. Her name's Wynn Robbins, and this young lady is killing it as well. She's now a single parent, but didn't mean to be a single parent. And we're going to get into her background and her life as to how things have now progressed and gotten so much better. We're just trying to empower you guys and help y'all understand that at the end of the day, hashtag, we all need some help. Wes, I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you too, man.